In this video, I'm going to explain how to maximize your blocking potential on your large shield users. This is especially useful in PvE because there is no hard cap to your blocking bonus. There are a few factors that help blocking chances, and I will explain all the ones that I know about. The first largest factor would be the shield itself. The shield level plays a factor. The way that shield blocking percentage is calculated is by taking the shield level, subtract 1, multiply it by 5, and add 50, and then divide that by 10. So 50 minus 1 is 50, times 5 is 250, plus 50 is 300, divided by 10 is 30. That's 30% chance to block. The next thing that adds to your blocking chances is dexterity. Dexterity isn't as important as many people think. While it does help with slamming and things like that, various shield abilities, it doesn't quite help with blocking as much as people think. It does help a little bit, but it's a very small amount. The percentage per point of dex that blocking chances are increased is 0.0375%. So basically 100 dex is 3.75% chance to block. The other thing that helps with blocking is Mastery of Blocking Realm ability. And as you can see, these are all the different levels and different percentages with those levels. And if you take what I was talking about with Dex earlier, so 0.0375% per point of Dex, which means if you got Augmented Dexterity 9, you would have plus 48 Dex, and 48 times 0.0375% is 1.8%, which means AugDex 9 isn't as good as Master of Blocking 1. So if you're trying to maximize your blocking but are trying to conserve realm ability, realm skill points, definitely max out Mastery of Blocking first. And any remaining points that won't let you get any more Mastery of Blocking, then put it into Augmented Dexterity. The next factor that plays a part in your blocking chances are your shield skill and the plus points you get from your template and your realm abilities, or your realm level rather, to add to your shield skill. So for example, I'm realming 12 on this paladin, and I have plus 11 shield in my template, and I have spec'd 50 shield for a total of 72. And for every point you have into shield spec, you add 1% to your blocking chances. So with 72 shield, I have an extra 72% chance to block. And I believe the capping, the percent is a little bit higher when you're guarding someone. If you're just blocking for yourself, the chances are reduced, and I'm not sure how that is calculated, so I apologize for not having that information. But anyway, the next thing that adds to your blocking chances are your Mythirian. The Greater Barricading Mythirian is the best one. It adds 6%. The next thing that adds to your blocking bonus is your PvE Block Bonus. The cap for that is 10%, so for example on this shield you get cap PvE Block Bonus in one item. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the things that you can do to increase your blocking chances. I suppose the last thing you could do is to make sure your shield is in good condition. Some tests have been done. They can be found on the Geharris.net forums, and I believe on the Geharris.net website as well. And basically the conclusion found in those tests are that the lower the condition of the shield, the lower your chances of blocking. And if you let your shield get below 75%, I believe was the number, your chances of blocking are significantly reduced. So generally it's a good idea to keep your shield above 90%, and maybe even above 95% if you're paying attention to that kind of thing. So that is another thing you can do to maximize your blocking. And I think after that, there isn't really much known about how to help your blocking outside of those few things that I described. If you have any other questions... Oh, and I guess I should mention that in RVR, your blocking chances are capped at, I believe, 50%. But in PvE, there is no cap, but there are factors that reduce your blocking chances, like the level of your attacker or the number of your attackers. So, for example, if I gathered up all these bounders, there are so many of them that my chances of blocking all of them are reduced quite a bit. And if I went up to an epic mob like a dragon, because of its high level, again, my chances would be reduced as well. So if you look at everything that I have, so 30% from the shield, 72% from my spec and my bonuses, so that's 102% plus 6 from the barricading, so 108, 10 from my shield, so 118, and then however much this dexterity gives me, that's probably well over maybe, let's say, 125%. So even though I'm at 125%, basically if I'm trying to block for an even level monster against me, I will block 100% of the time. But if I start having more mobs attacking me, that 125% chance will be reduced. So anyway, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or private message me on post count. My username is Saxona. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, but I think hopefully I've covered everything that will help you, and I tried to cover everything that I know. So anyway, thanks for watching. Alright, so the cliff notes of this video is the way to maximize your blocking is to have a level 51 shield, a greater barricading Mythirian, a 10% PvE block bonus, as high shield spec as possible and as many bonuses to your shield spec as possible, as high of dex as possible, and as high as mastery blocking as possible, and as high of aug dex as possible, but always maximize mastery of blocking before augmented dexterity.